Yeah, hey, Captain Steve. This is Ted Johnson with Marketing for Guides. I appreciate the opportunity to put together this website analysis for you. Instead of doing a long, lengthy, kind of boring report, I decided to do it by video because I wanted to show you a number of websites and references as we go on through this. Anyway, I've been around in the industry, gosh, since 2012, I believe, and have 150 some clients in strictly the fishing industry itself. We help not only with website design, but also in getting websites seen in what they call SEO, and we help some of our clients with their CRM, which stands for Customer Relation Management, and some other things. But anyway, without further ado, let me take you to your website real quick. And this should look fairly familiar to you. I hit the home screen there, and it brings up your website accordingly. Now, I'm just going to go through, I'll look at it with a critical eye, pointing out the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't think there's a whole lot of ugly in here, but there's some things that need to be improved and that sort of thing. The first thing that I see that comes up, it's almost in a business card format, where it says Chummy Charters, and there's some good graphics there, and the boat looks nice, kind of cameoed there in front of the sun. But the problem with doing that and having your name built within a graphic is that Google can't read this. So they look at this graphic, and you know the term picture says 1,000 words. But when you put a picture on a website, it has very little words. Google can't read them, and so it has no idea what's in this graphic. So the first thing that Google reads in regards to your website, other than the header up there and the menu, is fish, charter, and ash scattering, and then Bradenton, Sarasota, Anna Marie Island, Florida. And that's not so awful bad, but I would sure, if you were my client, I'd sure convince you into taking the name of your company and putting it in, taking it off that graphic and putting it in as text that that Google can read, because that would be helping your SEO if you did that. And then if I scroll down here a little bit, there is your boat, good-looking boat, nice-looking wrap on it. That's what that is. You have a Book Now button. You have a number of icons that lead out to different social media that you use, but some of those icons are broken links, and that's hurting you right now. I think it's the Instagram is the one that I found that is a broken link there. You come down here to Fishing Frenzy, inshore and nearshore, and some descriptions there. It shows that you have a membership in the Florida Guides Association. That I'm presuming would be you holding the fish there. Your telephone number. It looks like we've got a Google map here, and then some other details of testimonials and that sort of thing. One of the things in regards to the homepage of the website is not many people will move off of that when they look at your site. I can show you statistics based on the 150 some sites that we've done for charters and guides. And when people go to their website, they tend not to go to any other pages but the homepage. Unfortunately, you have to build out a website with multiple pages, otherwise Google doesn't rank it properly. But the reason that less than 30%, it's really closer to 15 or 20%, will go and look at a second page, is because most people are looking at your website on a mobile device. And mobile devices have sort of trained the populace in some negative ways. And one of the things is that if you have a mobile device and you have a slow mobile or cell connection, or you have a slow Wi-Fi from wherever you're looking at, that it really slows down the device, and it takes forever to get to a second page. And so a lot of people don't like to wait, and they find themselves never looking at a second page. They make a decision based on what is on the home page, which is based on the information that you have right here. And so having a little bit more information on your homepage wouldn't hurt you. The other thing to supplement that is that Google is looking for a minimum of 1,200 words on people's homepages now in order to rank them properly. And so the amount of words that you have maybe is 400 or 500 words, something like that, which was fine a couple of years ago. But since Google came out with the new version of their search engines, it was called Florida 2, if you can imagine. With Florida 2, they're looking for more verbiage on that homepage. If I go to rates, then you've got it. I must commend you for giving the veterans a discount. I think that's very, very honorable that you give it to them no matter when they book, and so that's awesome. So you've got rates here, and again, the page doesn't have a whole lot of text on it. Now this is a sub-page. Google isn't looking for as much text, but as they are on a home page, but they are looking for more than what you have. Usually in the neighborhood of anywhere from 500 to 600 words, and you're well shy of that on this page, so you're not getting the love from Google maybe that you should. This is about you and the boat, it looks like, and so there you are, and it looks like you got a 6-pack license, and is the boat called Jandy? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Again, nice looking boat. You've done a good job of putting information there, but when it's formatted like this, where you have just very thin columns of information, and without breaking that up with other photos and that sort of thing, it's sort of tough to read. You won't get a lot of people that will scroll on down through that, but that particular page does have more text, which is good. Ash scattering, I've got a number of clients that do this also, and I encourage them to put it on their site, and that's really good that you do that. It's a nice service and obviously a good revenue source for you. Here is your locations, and I believe you bring up a Google map here. No, it's just showing the different places where you pick people up, it looks like. I've got a number of clients in your part of the world that I work with. Oh, there's the Google map that I was thinking about. That's good. Google really likes to see their own tools on the website, and that's a Google map, so that works. And then you've got photos, and then the fish we catch. If I click there, then you've got a listing of those fish. One of the things that I would suggest that you do is each one of those fish have their own page, because it gives you more more pages to optimize and that sort of thing. So again, I commend you for having this. This is something that we use on most of our sites for our clients, but we actually will develop out a page for each one. For snook, another page for sea trout, another page for grouper, and then add more text than what you have right there, just so that we can get more Google rankings for more pages. I'm going to go to something that is a report that we can run for people, and it shows you a report based on the month of ending in September, how your website is ranking. And right now you have organic keywords of 182. Now what this means, this is a little deceptive. This means that you've got 182 words that are listed as keywords in some search that Google, that people do in Google, and it comes up somewhere in the first 10 pages. Well, nobody goes beyond the first page. Every once in a while somebody might go to the second page and click on something after they search for something, but they sure don't go to the third page nor the 9th or the 10th page. And so again, this is misleading. This gives you 182 is good. It's not great, but it's good. And then out of those keywords you get 158 visitors, three per day coming in, and that would be traffic to your site from those organic searches. You've got a domain score of 4. We try to shoot in the 30 to 40 range for our clients, or higher. And then you've got backlinks there of 17. Backlinks in most cases will rival the keywords, meaning that in this case, I'd be looking at 200, 300 backlinks that you would really need to get the rankings for your site properly. So I'm going to scroll down. One of the things that concerns me, this is the number of keywords that you are currently ranking for, and that seems to be going down since the month of May. Now, granted, in Florida, this is kind of your slow season, so you might drop some keywords during this period of time, but you went from, what is it there? It would be 19 and 84 is 103, 240 keywords, and then in the month of September you've got 29, 75, so you've dropped by 25% in the number of keywords that your site is ranking for, which would be a concern, or at least a yellow flag coming up there to me, saying there's something going on here. We're losing too many keywords, and it's interesting that it happened in the month of June, because that's when right after Google set up their new algorithms, and I think that's probably what's causing this, is that your site has not been adjusted for some of the new things that Google is looking for. You've got a good, it looks like, good Facebook program going on. You have 514 posts that you've done. You're not spreading that around very much, meaning that you're posting with links back to your main page on your site. Spreading those out a little bit from different pages would give you a better rounding, and also would improve your Google rankings. And then here's your individual Google rankings themselves. So you have, for the keyword Bradenton charter fishing, there are 390 people per month that search for that. You are on average in the 5th position, so you're in the middle of the first page. Congratulations. A lot of people don't achieve that. And the estimated visits that you're getting from that, you're getting 18 people that visit your site when they type in Bradenton charter fishing. If you were to take that positioning and focus on it on the site a little bit, and maybe get it to the 3rd position or the 2nd position on that page, the estimated visits would increase dramatically. You'd probably be close to the 50 range. And so just by focusing a little bit of attention on the site to Bradenton charter fishing, maybe setting up a page or a post for that, and doing it properly, you eventually, and I say eventually because when people talk about rankings anymore, it doesn't happen overnight. And I'm sure that you get those calls and those emails saying, hey, Captain Steve, I can get you on the first page of Google in 2 or 3 days. If somebody tells you that, they're selling snake oil. It doesn't happen that fast anymore, nor will it ever. There's really nothing that can be done out there to improve those rankings other than buying Google ads, where you have to pay for that and get a first page listing. You just can't get organically Google to respond that quickly. In the meetings that I have been in with Google, they're saying anywhere from 25 to 35 weeks it takes to get rankings adjusted by work that you do on the site. So it's a long-term thing. If you look at Bradenton, Florida fishing charters, you're in the 7th position there. It has roughly the same, close to the same amount of searches as Bradenton charter fishing. So it goes down to 320, but you're in the 7th position. And look at that, you've dropped down to only 8 visits per month. And if you look at the fishing charters in Bradenton, Florida, it's 260 searches per month. You're in the 7th position there, and that is again, you've got 7 visits there also. I'm not going to go through this whole thing. It doesn't make sense to do it, but it gives you an idea that if you gave a little bit more polish to the site and set it up with maybe some SEO tools or something like that, there is a very good chance that you could double or triple the amount of traffic that you're getting to your site over a period of time. And there are other ways that you can drive traffic to that have a much quicker response time than Google does in generating that traffic. If I look at Google Maps, I'm going to come here and I'm going to do Chummy Charters. The reason I'm bringing this up is Google loves to see you use their tools. And so there is your Google business page. To the right hand side is the map. If I squish down on this a little bit, shows us roughly where you are in Florida, and it looks like you're just south of St. Petersburg, just past, what is it called, John's Pass, something like that, where you're at. But off to the left hand side, it shows that you have a 4.6 ranking for 9 reviews. See that where the stars are? So you got a 4.6 out of 5 ranking, which is good for 9 reviews. If I hit the reviews button, which I'm going to do, it shows that you've got a 1-star review in there somewhere. And I was sort of figuring that you had somebody maybe complained, or heaven forbid you get somebody that's never been out with you and gave you a negative review just because they're a charter captain somewhere. But anyway, it is affecting you, but it's so old that it isn't showing on the reviews anymore. But I can go through the different reviews. Here was this Clint Skis. He gave you a review a month ago, 5-star review, which is really good. And then you've got Captain Jake Scott, who gave you a review 2 years ago, and all the rest are 2, 4, 1 year, something like that. Google isn't giving you, Captain Steve, a whole lot of love right now on their Google Maps system, because the vintage of these reviews are so old. And what they're looking for is consistency, where people are going and adding reviews, which means that you as the owner of the business, or somebody that may be helping you, or somebody that you hire to do it, works with people that have come on fishing trips with you, and if they seem like they've had a great time, you ask for reviews, give them links to the Google review, and that will help immensely in your case. You've got a really good ranking at 4.6 anyway. Adding 15, 20 different reviews to this will give you a better Maps ranking, and people are actually coming to Maps a lot, and they're looking at the review scores, and so bouncing that up to maybe a 4.8 or a 4.9 would help also. So I'm going to go back then. The other thing I wanted to show you here, and this is a YouTube listing of YouTube channels. Now I think I got this figured out, Steve, is that at one time you would set up a number of videos under the name Captain Steve. So you got 15 videos there, you got 4 subscribers, not a whole lot, but you've got a lot of videos there, which is good. And the way I can tell is that if I come up above here and look at the videos just above where it says Captain Steve down there in the round circle, it shows that there is a Chummy Charters. It's the guy in the shark. The Chummy Charters is the channel. And so it's not under the Captain Steve, it's under the Chummy Charters. And if you look at that circle up there, the third one down where it says 1 video, you've only got 1 video in the YouTube channel that's associated with your website. That should be conversed, to be very honest. Those 15 videos there that you have down under Captain Steve need to be moved into Chummy Charters, and that will help in a number of different ways. Google absolutely loves to see people use videos. I don't know if you know it or not, but Google actually owns YouTube, and so in the last year or so, they have been giving a lot of love, meaning better rankings, the people that are starting to use YouTube as record their videos and present things and that sort of thing. They're not looking for long videos. They're not necessarily even looking for professional videos, but videos nonetheless that show people in your profession, somebody catching a fish or how to catch a specific type of fish, that sort of thing. And again, YouTube channels can do that. Now, if I go to the Chummy Charters YouTube channel, I'm going to click on that round circle of the boat, and I bring it up. Here is the Chummy Charters page. It's got that one video down there, a guy and a shark. But this page really needs to be set up and branded for Chummy Charters, just not have your name on it. I'm going to show you if I can real quick. What I mean by this, let's see, I'm going to go to YouTube, and from there, it's not letting me do it. Here we go. Hit the search button, and I'm going to go to Saint. All right, guide service. And I go to Daniel's site here. This is a branded YouTube site that we did for this guide out in the Pacific Northwest. That's where actually I'm from, is from the state of Oregon. We fish a lot of salmon and stuff out there. And so this is a branded site. It doesn't take a whole lot to do it. It's just adding some graphics like what you would under Facebook or on a website, and then have the different videos cataloged in a little bit different way. But doing this and linking it back to your site, since most people don't do this, would give you a nice little boost, I think, in the rankings. So anyway, that's the website analysis that I promised that I would do for you. I hope the information in here has helped. And I'm going to take a shameless, a little time just for a shameless plug. As I've indicated, we only work with people in the sports fishing business and have for a long time. I grew up fishing on the McKenzie River in Oregon. My grandfather was a guide for a while. I ran a boat actually in southeast Alaska, and so I know the business of fishing very well, along with just fishing in general. And so you don't have to teach me the difference between a bait casting reel and a spinning reel, and what a downrigger is, and you know, I can go on and on there. We are really good at helping people with websites take them to the next level. I work with some celebrities in the fishing world also. I work with people all over the world, from the United States to Canada to Alaska down into South America. You name it, it seems like we're on that continent. We even do some work with people in Greenland. So anyway, I think I've got the second best job in the world, next to being a guide. I get to look at your pictures all day long, and that's kind of fun to me. But anyway, my point is, looking at your site, looking at the work that needs to be done, I'd suggest that you have a professional look at it. You've got some, you've got a good foundation there, but it needs a little bit of work to take it to the next level. If you are interested in doing that sort of thing, the payoff that typically wouldn't be in the first year, although you probably have enough trips in addition to it to pay for the services, where the real payoff hits in the second and the third and the fourth year, when everything that we do really starts to ferment and really starts to make a difference there. Like I said, I don't sell snake oil. It isn't anything that happens overnight. It's a process that you have to take your site through to get it ranking. And what we strive to do is get the website producing enough organic searches and enough organic traffic that you don't have to do any other type of advertising, whether it's Google AdWords or buying Facebook ads, whatever else. If you do this right, there is enough traffic out there, particularly in your area, in the Tampa and a little bit south there. There is so many people out there looking for fishing charters, and there's plenty of room for somebody to come in and be a real factor in that when it comes to internet traffic and that sort of thing. So anyway, if you're interested in talking, I'd sure be interested in chatting with you and tell you what we can do. And if it's something that interests you, great. If not, I guess we've made a friend. So anyway, thanks again, Steve. Appreciate it.